Assalamu alaikum everyone, whoever has joined us. So I'm getting a lot of requests. साथ साथ लोग भी मैं join करें तो मैं साथ साथ उनको भी add करता रहूँगा. आज का session जो है वो हम लोगों ने जैसे बताया था कि is managing bias as a startup. हम कैसे एक startup जो है वो कैसे अपना काम अच्छी तरह से कर सकता है. Even though Neelam, I would want to know कि is this more of related to the current situation as well, या फिर do you want to keep this generic कि जैसा पहले से normal उसकी बात है कि normal days में भी startups को क्या मसले आते हैं और वो किस तरह से आप करते हो manage. I would want to know कि आप किस तरह से उसको लेके चल रहे हो, बल्कि आप खुद ही बता दो. उसके अलावा sorry, so नीलम जो है हमारी एक बड़ी अच्छी friend भी है. इसी वजह से we've been having a discussion उस वक्त से इतने आराम से कि क्या चीज़ कैसे हो रही है. Neelam has been a supporter of NIC Peshawar. Neelam जो है वो हम लोगों के साथ she's a partner as well. PPF का अगर किसने फंड के बारे में सुना हुआ हो तो she's working with them. I would want कि Neelam you explain it yourself इतना ज़्यादा.
Okay.
उसके अलावा Neelam जो है co-founder है InnovateX की, जो कि ये सर्विसेज देते हैं स्टार्टअप्स को. मैं फिर से उस पर भी चाहूँगा कि नीलम खुद बताएं because I know I won't be able to do justice. उसके अलावा नीलम, the floor is yours. आप you can have this, you can start this session. आपकी मर्जी, आप उसको कितना लेके चलना चाहते हो because हम सब बहुत interested हैं in this talk and हम लोग to be very honest we're looking forward कि आप हमें अच्छी चीजें बताओ और हमारा टाइम अच्छा गुजरे because हम लोग बहुत डरे हुए हैं. So as a startup, everyone's scared and we want कि you tell us कि किस तरह से we manage everything, right? So over to you. Oh, and I'll be recording this session as well, so just so that you know your session record bhi ho raha hoga.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Farhad. I'm Neelam Azmat, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I work as innovation specialist at Pakistan Poverty Alleviation Fund. I am friends, like Farhad said, with the NIC Peshawar for quite some time. Actually, from when they started. So I've had a really good relationship with them.
Before we started even.
Before, yes, I was going to say before.
Yeah.
Before NIC Peshawar even started. So I've always had a really good time interacting with the startup ecosystem, but particularly with NIC Peshawar. Being someone from Peshawar myself, I've always found this place to be a breather. So it's always really nice. I'll tell you briefly about what I do for a living. So I work as innovation specialist at Pakistan Poverty Alleviation Fund. And what I do at the fund is that I find innovative solutions for poverty alleviation. So we test out different solutions for different communities throughout Pakistan. So these solutions could be either focusing on digitization or technology or using any innovative method to alleviate poverty. And what I'm going to talk about today is bias, managing bias. As somebody who works with vulnerable communities, it's very important for me to be cognizant of my bias. So to know कि मेरा bias है क्या, and then to make sure that it is managed, because I work with vulnerable communities, and if I exhibit bias, it could impact them very negatively. We will get into what bias is, how biases show, how do you control them, why does it matter for you as a startup? But before we start that, I know that it's जैसे फरहाद ने कहा, he shaved his head. I'm hoping that Farhad is the only person here who has shaved his head due to COVID-19. Don't shave your heads, or shave your heads, whatever you guys want to do. So before we start, I want you to do a quick check-in. I want you to post a comment in the chat about one thing that you're really grateful for today. So I'll give you like 5 minutes to write one thing that you're really grateful for today specifically. So Zair says his family. Yes, definitely. Being safe, being alive, waking up healthy, health. Definitely in these testing times, health is absolutely important. Friends, yes, Bilal, we're also thankful for you. All of the above, tea. Nayab had lunch with her grandfather after a long time. That's really cool. Please keep physical distance, but don't be socially disconnected with your family and loved ones. Internet, absolutely. We'll go bonkers without that. Healthy. I muted myself, sorry. Parents, being able to breathe under the same roof as my family, definitely. So I'm seeing a lot of focus on health, and I think it is times where you need to focus more on things that are working out for you than things that are not working out for you, because there's only so much that we can do in testing times. So it's really important to focus on positive things so that we can go through this time through grace and kindness. I'll also, in the meanwhile, share my presentation. Let's see what it looks like. Oh. Let me put this. Do you guys see the presentation?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, okay, cool. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna open chat as well so that I can see. Okay, I don't see the chat. So Farhad, if there are any questions or comments coming in, then you can let me know.
Okay, sure.
Cool. So today what we'll be doing is that we'll be talking about managing bias as a startup. It is, like Farhad said, really important in this time to manage your biases, because biases, particularly implicit biases, show the most in situations where you're either pressed for time or you're really stressed out, which is really common right now. That's the times when you actually show implicit bias way more than you would generally. So it is times where I'm assuming that biases will be playing in a lot more, particularly with the anticipated recession. So as a startup, you need to understand what these biases are, how to manage them, and how to control them. Farhad would be looking at the chat. So how many of you know what a bias is? And you can post comments. I will, in the meanwhile, try to see if I can somehow.
Mudassir Shah raised his hand, so he knows what
You
bias is.
do? So Mudassir, do you want to tell us? You can unmute yourself and say that.
So I think it's something when you don't look at the facts, and sometimes it comes unintentionally, but at the back of your head, you know that you somehow don't see the clear picture of it being in your. You don't find any reason for it, and you just sometimes hate it, or you just sometimes react it without any reason. So that's what I think.
Achha, so Mudassir thinks it's and correct me if I'm wrong, it's a negative thing. It's a negative feeling that you have for a certain situation that you might or might not know why you have. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, so Jowl says someone who prefers a certain thing / person due to his past experience or liking. फिर आगे yeah, फिर आगे कह रहे हैं not having a neutral view or not having a neutral view. फिर है एक second, sorry. To some extent favoritism.
Okay.
Yeah. तो ये
Yes.
main.
So I would then at this point ask you, and the reason why I'm asking you these things is to both try and understand myself, what you think, but at the same time for you to go through this more actively to understand what your perception of bias is. So, for example, I go to a shop and I have to buy ice cream, and I choose chocolate ice cream, which is something that I always choose when I pick ice cream. Is this a bias or not?
Yes, it's bias.
Yes, it is bias. Anyone else?
So Khabar Mahmood says no. Global Nomad
Okay.
says no. Lareb Farid says no. Bilal says it's a choice. And Arslan says yes, it is with other ice creams.
Yes, it's I would say it's discrimination with other ice creams more than bias. But yes, it is a bias. Bias basically is to have a liking for or to choose something over another in any situation. And bias might or might not be negative. So, for example, me choosing chocolate ice cream among all ice cream is bias, which means that's a quick way for me to choose something that I like very easily. What it does is that it saves me time, it saves me energy, it saves me thought process. Then another example of what positive bias would be stopping at a red signal. So you would have noticed traffic may, hopefully, you're that person who stops at the red. Now we're biased, we're conditioned to stop at red. There's no writing there that says that you should stop your car. But you know that when it's red light, you have to stop. When it's green light, you have to walk or you have to drive. Clearly, I don't have a car, so I'm like, you have to walk when it's green. You have to drive when it's green. Now, this is a bias, and it's good. There's nothing wrong with this bias. It actually really saves a lot of people trouble when you're biased positively. It saves yourself a lot of things. So, bias is something that does not necessarily mean that it's positive or negative. If you have a brain, you are biased. You do make decisions based on either your past experience, on what you have been conditioned for, on what your liking is, on what you're exposed to. And sometimes it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing if it makes your life easier. It is, however, problematic when it discriminates other people or when it hurts your business. And this is what we'll be talking about today, that how these biases, which in some situations could be really beneficial for you, when they start discriminating other people, how does that impact your own business? In biases, usually what we have is that if something is ancient, if something has been happening for a long time, it is trusted. That's not necessarily true. Just because something's been happening for a long time does not mean that it is true or it is right. It's just that we're biased to think that this should be trusted. If it's a habit, it is assumed to be the way of things working. So if this is how you have been doing it all your life, then this is how it has to be done. If it is inherited, so it is thought immutable. So basically, when you're conditioned to things in a certain way and they impact your life positively, they work for you. But when they impact those around you or your businesses negatively, that's where we intervene and say that you should manage your bias. So what we'll be looking at today is called the SEEDS model. Has anyone ever heard of this?
Mohib Kai, nope.
Okay.
Most of them say no.
Okay. So basically, where the SEEDS model comes from is a space called neuroleadership. In neuroleadership, what we look at is how to use neurology and basic psychology for leadership. And neuroscientists came up with this model called SEEDS. We accept generally, if with people, not generally, with people, if there are people around, there will be biases. And people are usually deeply biased, and often they don't know these biases. So if you're around people, they're definitely biased. What the SEEDS model of bias does is that under psychology, biases have been classified under 150 categories, or there are 150 biases. The SEED models basically clubs them to 5 different overarching areas. This kind of puts them in a box where you can understand, कि अच्छा इस bias or इस तहस्सुब का मतलब क्या है, या how does this impact people? And this is based on underlying biology. So this is based on pure neuroscience. When you label biases, the reason why we use Seed's model is that once you label biases, it's very easy to understand when there's a situation where you have exhibited bias. It is also very easy to control that bias. So in any system or any decision, you can really see that it will fall into one or the other category. And you can then mitigate bias by handling these with some strategies that we'll discuss here. And then once you think through this, there might be strategies that you come up with on your own that would work for you. So these are the 5 main biases that are under Seed. First is similarity. Second is expedience. Third is experience. Fourth is distance. And 5 is safety. Does anyone know what these are though?
Unfortunately, no.
It's okay. Can you make a wise guess? They're very self-explanatory names.
मोहिद्दीन, आप unmute करके बता सकते हो.
Whoever wants to talk can talk in between.
अच्छा, सिमिलैरिटी से मुझे ये लगता है कि फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हमें किसी बंदे में या किसी काम में हमें लगे कि ये भी मेरी तरह ही करेगा या ये मुझसे मैच कर रहा है, तो मैं ज़्यादा प्रेफर करूँगा उसका जो डिसीजन है उसके साथ एग्री करने में. दिस वन एंड एक्सपीरियंस में मुझे लगता है कि कोई चीज़ अगर मैंने एक्सपीरियंस की हुई है या मुझे उसके बारे में पता है कि ये किस तरह होता है, तो आई विल हैव a more inclined preference to that just because I know about that thing. And हाँ, और मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं है बाकी के बारे में.
No, that's cool. They're pretty accurate. You're pretty accurate on both of them. Anyone else?
Thank you.
मुहिद्दीन के अलावा भी लोग अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं.
Hello, can you hear
Hello,
me?
जी. Yeah.
I think ये जो सेफ्टी में है, it's नेगेटिव बाइस कि हम ये बात कि दूसरा बंदा गलत सोच रहा है या बुरा सोच रहा है जल्दी एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं बनिस्बत इसके कि वो अच्छा सोच रहा है या वो हमारी उसकी गुड इंटेंशंस हैं. सेफ्टी का जो लास्ट वाला है.
Okay.
That's the only one I have to say that.
That's cool. Anyone else?
डिस्टेंस में ये हो सकता है कि फॉर एग्जांपल कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी है और वो दूर है, ठीक है, और दूसरी भी अपॉर्चुनिटी है लेकिन वो मेरे करीब है, तो अगर दूर वाली में भी वो ज्यादा अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी होगी, लेकिन जो मेरे साथ करीब है मैं उसको डिस्टेंस के बेसिस पे उसको जो है तो मैं प्रेफर करूंगा, और इस तरह जो है तो शायद मैं वो मौका मेरे हाथ से निकल भी जाए जस्ट बिकॉज आई वाज थिंकिंग अबाउट कि कौन सा मेरे करीब है.
Yes, could be
और
that.
प्रेफर शॉर्ट टर्म वो क्या कहते हैं फायदा ओवर लॉन्ग टर्म फायदा. मतलब अगर हमें इमीडिएटली लंप सम में मिल रहा है तो हम वो प्रेफर करेंगे बजाय इसके कि हमें शॉर्ट अमाउंट्स इन अ लॉन्ग इंटरवल मिले.
Okay. This is exciting. This is good comments. Anyone else? Also need to keep a track of time. Okay, we're 24. I'm going to count till 3. If you do not unmute and say something, we'll go to the next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we'll go through all 5 of them. Similarity is basically, just like Muhyiddin said, it is a bias where you think people who are like you are better than others. For example, I would say that if somebody is, let's say Pakistani, that they're better than, let's say Indian, because Pakistani is more similar to me. If somebody is in the same circle as I, they're better than others. And what it does is that you try picking people from your in-group. In-group basically means people that you connect with more. Think about it as ऐसे जैसे जब college में दोस्तों का group नहीं होता. You're in your group. This is a group of people that you connect with for various reasons. They are your in-group. You think they're better than everyone. You speak to them, you get their perspective, and this is all of your worldview. What happens in this situation is that you do not get access to information, or you do not get access to perspectives that are different than yours. And उसमें मसला ये होता है कि आपका world view बहुत narrow होता है. So you discriminate people who don't look like you, you discriminate people who don't sound like you, consciously or unconsciously. ये hiring में बहुत issue होता है. So as a startup, when you're usually bringing people on board, we tend to be biased. We get people that we know of, that we have been connected with, that sound like us, that are from a certain gender, that we associate certain capacities or qualities with. And what we do is that we very restrict our worldview. We'll get into the rest of the biases and you will see how that impacts then your business. Isko mitigate karne ke liye, what you need to do is that you need to think this through in any situation where you start thinking ke, acha, this is better than that. You need to identify commonalities between those that are not in your group. So for example, if you're a band of brothers, this is one thing that I could think of. If you're a band of brothers, if you're an in-group of males, you need to find commonalities with females to try and understand what the perspectives are. As a startup, this really matters to you because a lot of the times, what your market would look like or what your audience would look like would be more diverse than what your in-group has been. So you might have been used to, for example, a certain group of people. Like, just mera exposure, let's say, is all to Pakistani people. But my startup, however, caters to people who are Pakistanis and not Pakistanis. So if I tend to do similarity bias, and I say कि अच्छा, ये मेरे पाकिस्तानी दोस्त हैं, ये ऐसा सोचते हैं, और इनका जो perspective है is the ultimate perspective. I'm going to lose out on a market share which is not Pakistani, unconsciously or consciously, and that is going to impact my business. So as a startup, I need to be very cognizant that मैं इस similarity bias में ना हूँ, and that I'm always trying to find commonalities between the market shares that we're trying to tap into. Does that make sense? I don't see comments, so I'll move to the next one. If there's like, if somebody gets stuck or something, feel free to unmute and let me know and I can re-explain that. Experience is a bias that you would very commonly see as a startup. It basically means that if something feels right, it must be. Usually when we do this is, when we're pressed for time. Just for example, we have to test something out, right? And one of our co-founders would come in and they would say, hey, Neelam, this makes more sense, or this is something new that we should add. And I'll be like, no, chop. Like, let's get this done because time come hai, because this one feels right, so we're just going to stick to it. A lot of the times, what businesses do is that they lose this opportunity of actually taking a step back and seeing what's going on. This is something that you will do in your businesses as well, that you will try to stick to what minimal information you have and try to base things on that and expedite that. Iske common examples mein, for example, when you're testing markets, right? Jab hum product ka test karte hain, ya jab hum pehle, what we call in the development sector needs assessment, jo ke startups basically karte hain, when they want to understand the market, right? Jab aap market assessment karte hain shuru. If you, for example, this is something that recently happened to me. A food delivery startup reached out to me and said, Neelam, humne ek food delivery app banana hai, something like Food Panda. Humne pehle market research ki, people were really interested. But now that we're launching this app, we don't see that traction. And I was like, okay, when you did your market assessment, so like you did your market assessment, you made an app, it's not working. So you need to go back to your market assessment and see what has happened. What they did was that they reached out to people. The first people that they found, they asked them questions, they got the response, and they based their market assessment on that. It's called availability bias. That's like me starting a startup and then reaching out to, let's say, Farhad and saying, Farhad, ये startup मैं बना रही हूँ और ये ऐसे करना है, because Farhad's the first available person, he'll give me a response, and I base my market research on that. A lot of the times, startups make that mistake, or founders make that mistake, that based on information that is available to them or based on the people that are available to them, they base their whole market assessment on the basis of that, which usually leads to a product that will not get the kind of traction that they were hoping for. इसकी दूसरी एग्जाम्पल कंफर्मेशन बायस की होती है. We tend to ask, and ये अगर सर्वे डिजाइन आप कभी पढ़ें, सर्वे डिजाइन में यूजुअली ये बायसेस बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं, where you ask questions from people that you deep down know will confirm what your hypothesis is. So for example, if I'm making a circle or a group of women supporting women, and I'm trying to understand if this group of, or this network of women will work, unconsciously what I do is that I reach out to women that I know will confirm this, will say, "Ki, haan, Neelam, this is a good idea, we should do this." So this is called confirmation bias, where you actually choose your information on the basis of people that you know that would confirm that. Why we do that is because we reach out to our own circles. We reach out to our own circles because it's faster, because there's a really high chance of getting a response. Me reaching out to Farhad and asking him for a response for something, I'm very confident that he'll give me time. But let's say me reaching out to, say, Faisal in NIC, in LMQ, the response. Or will he have the time to give me the response? So what I do is that I go to the first available person. Or I'll reach out to, let's say, Bilal, who I know would agree with what I'm saying. Because I'm pressed for time and I need the market research done. So I'm like, jaldi karao isse. And then you get the result and then you're like, yeah, this makes sense. And I'll base my product on the basis of this. This is something that would backfire as a startup on you, particularly when you're building a product. And when you're reaching out to your market for assessment or for testing. You don't want to make this mistake because it will cost you twice the amount of money, twice the time to actually build the product that would sell or get the traction that you're hoping for. And you will probably, if not always, fall into a trap where you will build a product that is actually not required for alleviating pain of the community or for some gain for the community. So you would fall into that trap. So you always be cognizant of expedience. Always be cognizant that when you're testing things out, because of time, because of pressure, and as a startup, you will have a lot of stress. There is a lot of, jaldi test out karo, that you will fall into these situations. So be cognizant of this. By end of this, we'll look at some of the strategies of how to mitigate this. Usually, a good idea is choosing people that are available to you. When you're choosing people for market assessment, be cognizant कि कहीं ये तो नहीं हो रहा कि ये लोग available हैं तो मैं इनसे बात कर रहा हूँ या बात कर रही हूँ. कहीं ये तो नहीं हो रहा कि because I know कि ये agree करेंगे, because ये मेरा in group है, ये मेरा circle है, तो ये agree करेंगे, तो I would stick to them. So always be cognizant of these things. And then what you can do is that you can diversify. You can try and understand what your market segment would look like and diversify this in a way where your information could be validated more or be more substantial. The third one is experience. In experience, what happens is that we think that what we have experienced is correct. And what other people have experienced might or might not be as accurate or as valuable as our experiences. This happens to startups, and this is a very, I would say, slippery slope. Slippery slope in the way that we usually tell startups to take ideas from mentors, from experts, to bounce off their ideas of them, to bounce off their products of them, to completely understand how they are. But at the same time, we tell them to have faith in themselves and make the judgment calls when they have to. In experience, you need to be very cognizant that your experience is not impacting the work that you're doing. So this is something that happened to Apple. In 2014, I believe, 13 or 14, Apple ने एक बनाया health का app for their, I believe, phones and their, I don't know if there was a watch, but like at that point it was a phone. So phone के लिए they made this health app. उन्होंने health app बनाया, health app launch किया, looked really nice. थोड़ी देर बाद what happened was that there was feedback. So the health app monitored what basic health conditions would be, like for example, heart rate, आपका walking, how many steps are you walking, and all the things that you do on a health app. There was one thing that the health app basically did not check. There were female customers who emailed them back and who said that, oh, so this is a health app that is for people who are, obviously, if you have a cell phone, it is assumed that you're either a teen or you're above that. And they said that it does not really trace your menstrual cycle, which completely understandable for men to not have that on their health app. But for women, this was a fundamental process, a fundamental biological process that they wanted tracked, but it wasn't in the app. What had happened was that this app was built by men. So it was a group of men. They sat down. They're like, okay, हमारे health में क्या roles होता है that we need to track. They identified. They generalized. It was purely based on their experience with healthcare. When they launched it, what they did not know was that they're missing out on half of their clientele, basically because they did not get more perspective. They did not have a more diverse team that might have varied health experiences that would want it tracked. It did not track menstrual cycle. It did not track any processes related to pregnancy or childbirth. So women automatically were like, oh, this health app does not make sense for us. And they're like, we're not going to use it. So Apple had to go back, revamp, redo this, add components of this. All of the processes were carried out again. More customer engagement was carried out to make that app more holistic. Now what happened for Apple? For the same app, they had to spend twice the time, twice the energy, and twice the money because they missed out on literally two basic things that their customers had that they did not realize. As a startup, do not let your bias of your experience impact what you're making. Always be open to more perspectives. Engage more diverse audiences. Not because, well, ideally because you're a good human being and you're hopefully more inclusive and you're building products that are more inclusive, but because it makes more business sense. Because your customer might have more conditions than what your experience has been. So if you're making an app, are you cognizant that how people with disabilities can use it? So like how blind people can use it, or how deaf and dumb people can use it. So are you cognizant of that? Have you ever taken their perspective on this? How does that changes your market share or your penetration into a complete different market segment? Do you want that or do you not want that? Have you considered what other age groups would think of this? What other ethnic minorities or ethnic majorities would think of that? So whenever you build something, make sure that you're inclusive. Make sure that you don't rely completely on your experience of those things, and you're more open to diverse perspectives. Your product will be more holistic. There would be larger market segments that you can penetrate. And I mean, it is sad times to say this, but more woke decisions and more inclusive decisions will get you better business. So even if you're not trying to be a good human being, you have to be a good business person. So you need to think very business savvy, and you need to make sure that your product or your service is used by people and it caters to their needs so that they would pay for what you're building. Distance. So distance basically, wait, okay. Does anyone have a question?
If anyone has a question, please आप लोग unmute करके पूछ सकते हो अभी.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Farhad. So in distance, and we'll go through these two biases and we'll go through the strategies and then we'll open it for Q&A. With distance, what happens is that we think that that what is closer is better than what is far. This usually happens in situations when you have a larger startup. So hopefully when you'll scale up, distance would be something that would be really relevant to what you do. So distance mein hota ye hai ki you reach out to, again, it's the in-group, out-group. You reach out to those that are closer to you for decision making, and that really impacts how you're making a business, just the headquarters, and not people who are working in the regions.
Neelam, could
Because
you
it's
repeat
here,
please?
it's
आपकी
more.
I think आवाज बीच में सबके लिए कट रही थी. Could you repeat the last line?
Sure. In the distance part?
जी, yeah.
Okay. So what I was saying was that in distance bias, what we do is that we tend to believe something that's closer to us than something that's farther. As a startup, as a human being, this applies to various situations, but as a startup specifically, यह आपके लिए तब मैटर करता है जब आप स्केल करते हैं. So when you go beyond one geography, right? So पेशावर से for example अगर आप scale up करते हैं KLI में, कराची, लाहौर, इस्लामाबाद में, and your headquarters is in Peshawar, a lot of the times as a business, when you make decisions, you reach out to people who are closer to you. So you'll reach out to people within the headquarters. You should not do that. And why you shouldn't do that is, again, you're losing out on a lot of perspectives from different places, which means that your decision is not either as holistic or as inclusive as you would want it to be for a good business decision. This, like I said, again, would apply more to you when you work in different geographies. In current situation, if you have team members that are, for example, in spaces that do not have, let's say, stable internet, you would always reach out to your co-founders that you can easily reach out to. You will base your decision on what the proximity or what the connectivity looks like. But this usually in situations would apply to when you're working in different geographies. So if you scale up, always be cognizant that you should not just rely on how close things are to you and make decisions on perspectives that are really close to you. Rather, you should make decisions on more inclusive parameters. And the last one is safety. So safety, I heard really interesting perspectives. It's one of those biases that are really deeply entrenched in economics. What safety bias does is that research shows that we always want to not lose money as compared to earn money. So in any situation, people would try to be as risk averse and to maintain or protect themselves from negative versus to promote more positive. So as a business, your aim is always to not lose money rather than make money. And when you make larger decisions on the basis of that, you actually lose a lot of opportunities. When I used to work with Basecamp Peshawar, and when I was with Basecamp, I'd usually talk to startups, and they would be like, "Oh, we want to test it out in Peshawar." And if I'd ask them why they don't want to test it out in, let's say, Charsada, they'd be like, "Nahi, dekhen, Charsada to pata nahi kaisa market hai. And we don't know, a lot of startups are not going there. And I'd be like, but that's a great opportunity. Like, a lot of startups are not going there. You should go. You would probably make more money when you go to a market that you're scared of versus that you would make in a safer market. But there would always be this safety bias where you're scared that you might lose money or that the risk might be higher. So what you do is that you leave a lot of good business opportunities. This usually has, if you have studied economics, there's the sunk cost. So we'll stick to, startups usually do that you'd make a business decision and then you stick to it just because you have invested time or you have invested money, despite the fact that you know that it's not going to work out. So because you have invested in it, you can't part ways with it. Yet just because you're scared that this looks riskier, or this is territory that we are not into, or there is the risk of us losing money, you would miss out on really great opportunities. You will keep investing more money in a thing that you have invested money in just because you invested money in this. So you'll start spending more money on it rather than letting it go and utilizing your energy and your time for something or product or service that's a lot better than what you've been working on. So you need to be very, very cognizant of what your fear of things is, what your fear of loss is, and try to replace this with what the growth potential would look like or what the better would look like. One way that we're taught of how to think about this is that when you're making a decision, when we're making a decision for ourselves, we're more scared versus when we are making a decision for somebody else, because we don't have as much risk attached. So in any situation, when you're stuck with a safety bias, do think about what would you decide if you weren't so much at risk, if you weren't making this decision for yourself. Objectively, if you had to recommend to another starter to do something, will you tell them to take this risk, considering that you have nothing to do with this? That kind of gives you a perspective that yes, you can be more growth focused, or you can have more risk appetite in situations step would be taken, but when you are involved, you tend to be averse to that. So these are basically the seeds biases. This is a lot of information to take. If you're interested in learning more about this is based in neuroleadership. So neuroleadership is something that if you want to look at more in depth to understand how you can integrate neurology and psychology into leadership, you can always do that or reach out. There are 3 main habits that we teach in leadership to cater to bias. Some of them would apply to you. Some of them might or might not. In certain situations, when you're working on, let's say, assignments, or when you're working on collaborating ideas, what you can do is that you can build if-then plans. If-then plan means that you make a habit out of not responding to bias. Like, for example, if a growth opportunity comes in, I will take it. Then I will take it. If there is something that gives me more than 10 million, then I'll take it. So you make if-then plans, and what it does is that makes it a habit. It actually builds a positive bias in you so that you respond to situations that generally would either scare you or would concern you. You make an internal bias towards them in a way where you would cater to them. This could apply to mostly to safety biases, where your initial response is no. You can build this habit of, if this happens, then I'll do that, which makes you more open to being to having risk appetite. It also applies to distance. So you would say that if we have to make an executive decision, then we'll be engaging all teams, or we'll be engaging all leads. That way, what you do is that you make it a habit that when you're making larger decisions for your businesses, you engage more people. So this becomes a habit for you, which kind of nullifies the negative bias that you have. The second one, and this is mostly used in HR processes or when you're building your teams, is that you use decision guides. Decision guides kind of guide you through these biases, right? So if you think that your team or you might be biased towards, let's say, a certain gender, you can have CVs that does not have names. So you very actively and very systematically cater to this bias of, oh, we don't hire, or we unconsciously don't hire people that are from a different gender. So they could be women, trans, men, or if you, for example, or if names kind of tell you where people are coming from, you don't have that bias and you're catering to that bias. Decision guides would systemize things in a way where you... Their comment. Okay. And the third one is design preventive measures. This might or might not as per se apply to startups. This is usually when people are in leadership positions, what they do is, like I said, you hide people's names if you want to make sure that there's no bias against a certain gender or certain ethnicity or certain religion. What you do is that in your system, you have preventive measures that would stop biases, that would stop triggering biases. So for example, just like how you would hide people's names when you're hiring, or how you would make sure that you have, for example, for larger corporations, when they make decisions, they're usually committees. And these committees comprise of diverse people. And the reason why they have these committees is because this is a preventive measure to stop biases from triggering, or from biases to be acted upon, so that there's more inclusivity and then there's more control. And then I want you guys to take, I think it's an hour-long session, so we have 8 more minutes. But I want you to take a few minutes to think about a situation where you have experienced bias, either as somebody who was biased against, जैसे मतलब आपके against bias हुआ, or a situation where you are biased against somebody else, and how those biases influenced that situation. Again, in terms of whether you were the recipient or you were the one who instigated it. I'll give you 2 minutes to think about it, and then you can unmute yourself and actually share your experience with us. Or how do you have a situation where you have experienced bias?
Neelam, आपसे they're requesting if you could repeat the question.
Okay, so the question is on the slide as well. और मेरा सवाल basically ये था कि share with everyone a situation where you experienced bias. जिसमें या तो आपके against bias हुआ, कि मतलब ऐसा situation था where you were discriminated against on the basis of अभी जो हमने biases discuss किए, या आपने किसी चीज को एक biased तरीके से respond किया हो, where your response to something was biased. So you can, if you would share that situation, and how do you think your bias, or या अगर आपके against bias हुआ, how did that bias influence that decision? Does that make sense?
हसन मोहम्मद अरसलान, आपको समझ आ गई अब क्वेश्चन की? हाँ जी, समझ आ गया. So, Muhyiddin, would you like to start?
I think Aisha unmuted her mic as well.
Acha, as such, I haven't experienced any big biases, but meanwhile, I was looking up for team members, So I was biased towards people who have interest in electric bikes rather than looking for people who have experience in different aspects of building an electric bike, like mechanical engineers or electrical engineers. At first, I was looking for people who had specifically interest in electric bikes. But later on, I managed that, and I diversified my team.
Did you diversify your team after that, or are you going to
Yeah.
diversify your team now?
No. I have right now. I have mechanical engineer and an electrical engineer. Even though there are not many tasks that I can assign them every day, but I still
Okay.
keep them because I know later on I'm gonna have to get help from them. So that was something I had to manage, and I had some problem arising because I didn't have people from other fields on my team. So I have managed that.
That is cool. That is really cool that you catered to it and used it to benefit your startup.
So Neelam, I would want to ask something from my understanding only. So
Mhm.
how does so whenever I think about the word bias, तो मेरे दिमाग में आता है कि यार bias word जो है वो बड़ा negative word है. पहली बात मुझे
हाँ.
फील इससा होता है हमेशा. सेकंड चीज है कि बायसनेस के अंदर हमेशा हम लोग के दिमाग में आता है कि यार किसी की साइड लेना. अगर हम इसका लिटरल ट्रांसलेशन देना तो ये था कि हम कहते हैं कि यार वो बायस्ड है इसके बारे में, वो मतलब इसकी साइड ले रहा है या वो इसके फेवर में हमेशा बात करना. अब बात है कि when you have a startup, so you'll always be biased based on आपके स्टार्टअप की प्रोग्रेस. So anything that works for my startup, I don't care किस तरह से होगा, but I'll be biased. मुझे अगर नजर आ रहा है कि एक बंदा है जो कि जिसको मैं सैलरी दे रहा हूँ हर महीने, लेकिन उससे मेरे कंपनी को फायदा नहीं हो रहा और मुझे नुकसान है उल्टा, तो अगर मैं उसको निकालता हूँ तो यू माइट कॉल दिस अ बायस्ड डिसीजन, बट दैट इज हाउ इट वर्क्स. डोंट यू थिंक सो? और अभी जिस तरह मोहिउद्दीन बात कर रहा था, वो कह रहे कि मेरी बायसनेस ये थी कि मैं अपने स्टार्टअप के अंदर मुझे था कि लेटर ऑन आई वुड नीड दीज पीपल, दैट इज व्हाई आई वांटेड टू कीप देम, और मुझे ये बायस्ड डिसीजन था. बट isn't doing a business all about being biased? How can you say कि business biased ना हो के जो एक founder है वो business करे? मैं तो कहूँगा कि every founder needs to be biased, every founder needs to be क्योंकि हम तो कहते हैं कि यार भागो जाओ कत्ल करो लेकिन business चलाओ. So how can we then say कि यार नहीं biased नहीं होना? How does that happen?
Okay, just to clarify, please don't qatl karein kisi ko. That would not be a good way unless you're in hitman business.
No, that was just a way of telling कितना important वो है.
No, I completely understand that. I was going to crack a joke, but then I realized Faisal from MKT is also here.
Unless you're working for Farhad.
True. जैसे मैंने पहले फरहाद का, bias is something that whenever we say the word bias, we think very negative connotations. हम ये कहते हैं कि bias is what? Bias is favoritism. Bias is जब आप किसी को discriminate करते हैं. This isn't necessarily true. जैसे मैंने शुरू में कहा कि मेरा bias is chocolate ice cream. There's nothing wrong with this bias. This bias really helps me make a decision. When I go to a grocery store, I don't have to go and choose which ice cream I'm going to choose. It's a very harmless bias, and that's perfectly fine. I stop at a red signal. That's a positive bias, and it's good to have. It saves everyone a lot of trouble. आपके startup में भी there will be positive biases. There are times when you're pressed for time. आपने experience करनी होती है, and that's a bias that you have to exercise. The reason why you need to understand bias is that sometimes unconsciously we have implicit biases where we make decisions that would hurt our startup. Like for example, जिस तरह Apple ने जब health tab बनाया था ना, it's not कि Apple को ख़वातीन से कोई मसला था. Apple को ये भी पता था कि उनका target market जो है उसमें there are adult women. But what their bias was that they formed a team that was all male. And the bias probably was कि अच्छा ये male हैं, ये technical लोग हैं, STEM में ख़वातीन कम होती हैं, their team might have more men. The men might be really competent. They might be really smart people. If they made it to Apple, probably they were smart people. So they were unconsciously biased. And what they did was that they made a product which backfired. So as a startup, you don't want to have these biases backfire on you. So if you are, for example, making a product or you're providing a service for both men and women, your design team should definitely have both men and women.
Exactly.
You can't be like, oh, yes, मेरे साथ फरहाद और बिलाल और अफाक फारिग यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, तो I'm just like, they're available, I'll ask them. No, my product caters to two genders, and my product, for example, further on would cater to, let's say, people with disability. I need to make sure that my design team has both men and women, and preferably people who are experiencing some form of disability, so that my product is more holistic. You need to cater to these biases only when they backfire in situations to you. As a startup, this could really hurt your business. Just Apple के लिए, it took them, like I said, twice the time, twice the money, twice the effort to build the same app, जो कि अगर वो शुरू में अपने unconscious bias को cater कर सकते होते, या if they had guidelines that would say that, oh, if your product is for men and women, your team should have both men and women, right?
True.
They would have saved that. So as a startup, I'm at no point saying that you should, oh, you're making a product that's for children, but you should, let's say, have like men, women, old people, your neighbors' neighbors, like your cousin. That doesn't make sense. You don't have to have all of them. You need to have inclusivity in the way that works best for you. Research supports that the more conscious and the more different perspectives you have on a certain thing, the more holistic your solution would be. So if your product is something that, again, is catering, so like if you have, for example, if you're making a product for a child, you must have perspective from parents. Otherwise, there's a higher chance of failing it or failing at it, right?
True.
So you need to understand your bias, and you need to make sure कि कहीं आपका unconscious bias, which could be कि oh, अच्छा अगर parents हैं तो for example educated parents हैं, क्योंकि मैं educated हूँ, तो educated parents पूछना चाहिए. But your product is for people whose parents might or might not be educated. So don't let your bias of similarity stop you from bringing in people when you're building your product, because that would, as a business, backfire on you. So does that make sense?
बिल्कुल.
Cool.
So एक दो लोगों ने comments में लिखा है अगर वो कत्ल बाइस, अच्छा चलो वो तो doesn't वो तो मेरा मजाक था, तो उसकी वजह से वो कत्ल वाली बात की वजह just talking about it. If anyone else wants to share कि किस तरह से उनने एक्सपीरियंस किया बायसनेस को या बायस्ड उसके कोई डिसीजन या उनको जो समझ आई थी, जैसा नीलम ने क्वेश्चन किया था, तो if you guys want to share, please. Aisha, I think you wanted to share something, तो अगर आप करना चाहते हो please.
I wanted to share something. हाँ जी. अभी रिसेंटली ये कोविड-19 जब शुरू हुआ है तो इसमें एक बायस चीज़ जो है वो मुझे रिलेट कर रही है. एक साल दो पहले जब हमने ये हमारा एक ऑनलाइन स्टोर है जिस पे हम डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज के प्रोडक्ट्स सेल करते हैं, तो आज से कोई साल डेढ़ पहले जब रमज़ान आ रहा था तो I came up with an idea कि रमज़ान के लिए डिफरेंट जो राशन ग्रोसरी का जो स्टॉक है तो वो हमें सेल करना चाहिए और वेबसाइट पर लाना चाहिए. हमारे वेबसाइट पर ज़्यादातर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के और बुक्स के और इस तरह के प्रोडक्ट्स हैं और ग्रोसरी वगैरह उस पे है नहीं. हमारा एक को फाउंडर है तो उन्होंने इस वजह से इस चीज़ को अपोज किया क्योंकि दीगर जो हमारे कैटेगरीज थे तो उनके साथ ये एक मिसमैच था. दूसरा, उनको एक इरिटेशन थी कि क्या अभी हम एक दुकानदार बनेंगे और सौदा वगैरह बेचेंगे ना, तो उनको ये चीज़ थोड़ी सी मतलब अच्छी नहीं लगी. मतलब इट वाजंट क्लिकिंग टू देम, और उसकी वजह ये थी कि मतलब उन्हें दुकानदार नहीं बनना था ना, एक जनरल स्टोर के ऊपर जो बैठा होता है. अभी जब कोविड-19 शुरू हुआ है तो ऑल ऑफ अ सडन सब कुछ लॉकडाउन हो गया है. हमारी जो कोरियर सर्विस हैं तो वो सारी चीज़ें डिलीवर नहीं कर रही. और सिर्फ एक कैटेगरी या दो वो डिलीवर कर रही हैं और उसमें एक ग्रोसरी है और एक मेडिसिन है। तो अगर हमने पहले से उस चीज़ को अगर अच्छे तरीके से समझा होता और ग्रोसरी के लिए हम उस वक्त गए होते और इसके हवाले से हम बायस ना होते तो शायद अभी जो है वो बजाय इसके कि अभी हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं और अभी हम दोबारा उसे एस्टेब्लिश करना चाह रहे हैं, अगर पहले से एस्टेब्लिश हुआ होता तो काफ़ी फ़ायदा हमें मिल जाता।
Thank you for sharing, Hassan. Absolutely. और ये this is something that would always happen with you as a starter. ये आपके साथ हमेशा होता रहेगा कि कुछ biases होंगे जो play out करेंगे, जो कि आपके business decisions को impact करेंगे। और ये models हम usually पढ़ाते भी हैं to different leaders or to different startups or to different founders. और इसका मकसद ये होता है कि you should be cognizant for your business. I'm somebody that has been working with startups और मैं हमेशा ये कहती हूँ कि कारोबार को आप बहुत कट थ्रोट रखें। और ये चीजें इसलिए जरूरी नहीं है, आपको बायस को मैनेज करना इसलिए जरूरी नहीं है कि आप बड़े एनजीओ टाइप बनना चाहते हैं या बहुत खिदमत खल्क करना चाहते हैं, जिसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है, खिदमत खल्क भी करनी चाहिए। लेकिन एज अ बिजनेस इट मेक्स द मोस्ट सेंस टू मेक द डिसीजंस that are best for your business and to not let your internal biases impact those decisions. जिस तरह आपने कहा कि आपका ये फेयर कि अच्छा मैं अब दुकानदार लगूंगा क्योंकि आपका सिमिलैरिटी बायस है कि जो लोग मेरी तरह लगते हैं वो बेहतर होते हैं। और ये अनकॉन्शियस बायस है, ये बहुत ज्यादा लोगों में होता है कि हमारे जैसे जो लोग हैं वो बेहतर हैं लेकिन दुकानदार समहाउ उस कैटेगरी में नहीं आता क्योंकि वो आउट ग्रुप है। वो इम्पैक्ट करता है आपके बिजनेस डिसीजन को और वो आपको कॉस्ट करता है एज अ बिजनेस। इस पूरे मॉडल को बताने का मकसद भी यही है कि आप रिकग्नाइज करें कि कौन कौन से बायसेस हैं और वो कैसे आपके बिजनेस को हर्ट कर सकते हैं और आप उनको कैसे कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं ताकि आपके बिजनेस को नुकसान ना हो, ताकि आपको नुकसान ना हो, ताकि आपके कस्टमर ज्यादा सही, आप सही कस्टमर चूज कर सकें और आप अपने कस्टमर्स को ज्यादा देर तक रिटेन रख सकें ताकि आप अपना बिजनेस चला सकें। So it's really important to understand these and then cater to them in a way that would make the most sense for your business. I don't know, we are at 4:07. I don't know if there's a timeline for this.
If you don't have to go, so we don't mind.
Okay, we can do.
Larib has a question. Larib, if you want to unmute.
I will stop sharing the presentation so that I can see the comments because I feel like I've bugged Farhad a lot.
No problem.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Gigi.
My point is that कि जो मुझे problem business में face हुआ तो it relates to two of the points of the model. एक सिमिलैरिटी और एक डिस्टेंस पे आता है। वाइल रिक्रूटिंग तो उसमें हमने एक चीज नोटिस की कि वी वर गोइंग फॉर पीपल हु वर सिमिलर टू अस। हम लोग वी वर गोइंग आफ्टर पीपल हु हैव सेम माइंडसेट सेट्स देन एज कंपेयर टू अस। तो व्हाट वाज इट कि जब हमारी अप्रोच एक चीज की तरफ सिमिलर थी तो द आउटकम वाज सिमिलर। देयर वाज नो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, हमारे जो हॉरिजॉन्स थे दे वर नॉट ब्रॉडेंड, दे वर वही नैरो अप्रोच इस्तेमाल कर रहे थे। So this is the point I feel like here it is a problem. Dusra, closer is better than distant. I believe this is a bigger problem while recruiting because while we were doing this thing, so what we were doing was we were choosing people who were close to us rather than going for like an outward approach. जिसका ये result निकला कि we were choosing people that were our friends and it resulted in clash between personal and professional experiences and life. Like we were having problem while controlling them or we were having problem while your work clashes, so it gives you a really tough time. So I believe that these 2 points are really relatable.
So Larib, in what situation was this? Was this for your startup? Was this part of like your hiring? If you don't mind sharing. Or was this for like your product testing?
This was the part of hiring.
Okay. That usually, that is a very common bias that we see, that people who are in leadership positions or people who are in management positions would make. And it backfires. It backfires because, again, your decisions aren't more holistic, does not cater to a larger population, does not give you that jump spring for scale that you would want had you had a more diverse team. So one of my professors from grad school always used to say that you should be inclusive because you're a good business, even if you're not a good human being. So inclusivity does result, or diversity does result in high productivity. So you should be inclusive because you're a good business, even if you don't tend to be an inclusive person in general. So as a business, yeah, you need to do that because it gives you that spring jump to scale that exclusivity would not give you, particularly when it comes to perspectives or ideas. Do we have any other? Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Now I can see the comments, and yeah, I mean, in times that are testing, for example, when you're really stressed or when you're really pressed for times, that's when you usually see that your biases would be acting up a lot more and more often, because तब आपका brain बहुत उस पे काम करता है कि अच्छा जल्दी decision करना है. So you tend to switch to decisions that are based on biases, and that is a great time to reflect and to see कि अच्छा what are some of the biases that you adhere to that could be damaging for your business. I'm gonna wait for comments, and in the meanwhile, I take this opportunity to speak briefly. Farhad initially mentioned this, to briefly talk about the startup that I co-founded. This feels a little awkward talking about, but it's okay. So I'm part of the startup called Innovatex, and what we do is that we provide services of the sort to different incubators, accelerators, different organizations, where we help them with neural leadership, with entrepreneurship, with curriculum for entrepreneurship, and innovation in general. So this is something that I do for different places with a group of very amazing team members. And what we do is that we interact with different incubators, provide them either mentoring sessions or curriculum-based sessions on different growth models. So yeah, this was a shameless plug to the set I'm with. And yeah, this got awkward way too quickly. So I'll wait for comments.
It doesn't get awkward. अच्छी बात है. उसके अलावा when we talk about innovation at PPF, तो what is the major thing that you look after उसमें? अच्छा, एक पहले सबसे पहले ये कि जी presentation आप ये वाली share कर सकती हैं with the startups after this session.
Oh, I can, sorry, I thought I'd say this in the beginning of the presentation. This presentation is actually highly inspired by a course that I recently did. It's called Leadership Lab. It is supported by the Swedish Institute. So Asa Norell, she's mentioned on the presentation as well. I can share this presentation, yes. So Asa Norell is the one who has drafted most of the content of this, and it's with her permission that we have used this. And yeah, the Swedish Institute and both the Ohio State University has a lot to add to where this content came from. And I'm truly thankful for them for giving me the opportunity to work on bias and bias assessment, both within the United States and what we did in Sweden for MENA region in South Asia. So just to acknowledge where the content came from and where a lot of these ideas came from, both Swedish Institute and the Ohio State University. And to answer your question, yes, Farhad, I can share this presentation with you guys.
Okay, great, thank you. अच्छा, एक तो हो गया हमारा ये. अब थोड़ा सा in like next 5 minutes, I would want कि आपको what is innovation according to you? What do you think is innovation? Because हर किसी की एक डिफरेंट वो आ जाती है इसके अंदर एक्सप्लेनेशन के ये क्या होती है इनोवेशन. सो फॉर यू व्हाट इज इनोवेशन एंड हाउ इज पीपीएफ वर्किंग, या फिर आप किस तरह से इसको स्केल का वो कर रहे हो, नॉट स्केल बट किस तरह से, हाउ डू यू से कि ये चीज इनोवेटिव है, ये चीज इनोवेटिव नहीं है, हाउ डू यू टॉक अबाउट इनोवेशन इन जनरल व्हेन यू एक्सप्लेन इनोवेशन, तो आपके ख्याल से वो क्या है? सो अगर, क्योंकि अभी मैं रिसेंटली इस्लामाबाद में टाई का एक इवेंट था जहाँ पे वो लोग जो वो कर रहे थे यूएस यूएनडीपी के साथ मिलके उन्होंने जो भी न्यूली मर्ज डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स एनएमडीज उनके स्टार्टअप्स को, कुछ बिजनेसेस को वहाँ पे वो स्केल करने के लिए काम कर रहे हैं और उनको वो किया हुआ था इंक्यूबेट. तो मुझे उन्होंने ये कहा कि देखो ये बच्चे जो हैं ये बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, बड़े इनोवेटिव आइडियाज हैं उनके ख्याल से, लेकिन दे वोंट बी इनोवेटिव फॉर यू बिकॉज ये चीजें पहले से हो रही है, बट उस लोकेशन के लिए बहुत इनोवेटिव है. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि पाकिस्तान के इकोसिस्टम के अंदर भी जनरली पेशावर का हमारा इकोसिस्टम बहुत डिफरेंट है, कराची इज टोटली डिफरेंट, इस्लामाबाद पर बिल्कुल ही फर्क है, तो आप लोगों का क्या स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ कॉलिंग समथिंग इनोवेटिव है, हाउ डू यू मेजर इट, ये क्या आपके ख्याल से क्या होता है उसको, तो उसके बारे में मुझे आप बताओ प्लीज.
Cool. So I would say, I always say this, कि मेरा perspective on this will be really biased. And I'm very cognizant of that. कि what we do at Pakistan Poverty Alleviation Fund, मेरा जो काम है, when I lead the unit, my job is to work with the most vulnerable. मैं उन पॉपुलेशंस के काम नहीं करते, ये या तो गरीब पॉपुलेशन है या वो लोग हैं जो गरीब इंटरसेक्शनल पॉवर्टी है, जहाँ पे फॉर एग्जांपल जो कि गरीबी है, उनको स्कूल का एक्सेस भी नहीं है, या उनको हेल्थ का एक्सेस नहीं है, या उनको किसी फॉर्म की डिसेबिलिटी है, या फिर वो एथनिक माइनॉरिटी हैं, या फिर वो रिलीजियस माइनॉरिटीज हैं. सो दीज आर पीपल हु हैव मल्टी लेयर्स ऑफ इंटरसेक्शंस ऑफ व्हाट वी कॉल वल्नरेबिलिटीज. और जब आप ऐसी पॉपुलेशन के साथ काम करते हैं, and I worked, मेरा introduction to the innovation sector, to the startup sector, was within Peshawar in 2016. So I've always worked with social enterprises more, and in regions. I worked in Balochistan and Peshawar Balochistan and KP for a year, and then with PPF I worked nationally. And usse, what my personal opinion is, for me, innovation is something that bridges the gap of inequality. So how globally innovation is defined is either more tech focused, more futuristic focused. For me, it could be tech or non-tech. It could be, I mean, tech is really important, or digitization is really important for scale, which is why we tend to integrate it in a lot of our work. But anything that bridges that inequality for me in a unique way is innovation for me. Anything that would integrate, for example, just newly merged districts, there are places, districts that you probably don't even hear of, like Washuk, Haran, Chaghi, Banu. Well, Banu you might probably have heard.
चागी के अलावा मैंने नाम नहीं सुना, बनु और चागी के अलावा वैसे.
हाँ, so Washuk and Haran, Noshki, they're all in Balochistan. Qila Saifullah.
I thought चित्राल के पास की जगह.
No, they're all even. I can understand that people would confuse that, but these are the kind of districts that people generally have not even heard of, where we work, and that's where it's a real test of whether you are thinking out of the box, whether you are innovative, whether you are progressive in your thought process, in your business models. So what, for example, just to give you an example, hum Neelam Valley mein, we wanted to work on tourism sector, and it was a niche place for us. Neelam Valley obviously is slightly complicated because it's LOC ke upar hai, so it's obviously slightly it's bordering regions, militarized hai, and then access point bhi thoda sa mushkil hai. So what we did with Neelam Valley was that we worked with poor communities, and we wanted them to be active participant in the tourism industry. And the first thing that was pitched to me was, oh, let's train them to become tour guides. And I was like, kitne tour guides banenge ek Neelam Valley se? And humanly, aapko kitne tour guides chahiye hote hain? And kitna future hai tour guides ka? So what we did was that we diversified the work that we're doing. we invested in building a room in people who are from our communities, so people who are around poverty line. We give them access to an interest-free loan, 1,25,000 ka. And what we did was we gave them SOP for how to renovate their room. एक toilet और एक room उन्होंने renovate किया. And then जिस तरह Airbnb है, इसी तरह एक online portal पे we started advertising rooms. You won't believe that within 90 days of season, और इसकी marketing बहुत minimal थी. Within 90 days of the season, they made 140% of what we had given them in terms of loans.
Mhm.
And this was a huge financial returns. So these are the spaces where then you're tested. Okay, acha, if you have to make something
Liam,
happen.
if you could also tell the startups about, because I remember having this discussion with you around this project, and you discussed particular biasness that these people had towards the customers, and the part of the training that was not to have biasness towards the people, because in the tourism industry you can't really have a bias, right? So if you could start a little bit about that as well.
So what we would do is that we would train our hosts, right? So initially when we started off, they were like, oh, log aayenge hamare gharon mein rahenge, aur ye kaun log honge, aur hamara, I still remember somebody was just like, hamara, I don't know the Urdu word, like hamara or hamara culture would be like really.
You can say it in Pashto. You can say it in Pashto.
Like zaman Pukhto bakhara mashi, but in like a non-Pukhto context, right? So like it was challenging their culture, it was challenging the things that they were doing. So we had to really sit with the communities. We really had to tell them कि उनके rights क्या in terms of when customers come in. And I still remember जब हम ये activities, mobilization की activity कराते थे, where we would sit with the community and we'll tell them कि अच्छा लोग आएंगे, उनके अपने choices हैं, आपके अपने choices हैं, what are your rights and responsibilities? And then as tourists, like we make sure that when we advertise these rooms, they know कि उनके क्या rights and responsibilities हैं. And I still remember there's this older woman, and I'm talking, मेरे सर से दुपट्टा गिर गया, and she's like, बच्चे वो तो सही है, लेकिन पहले सर पे दुपट्टा डालो. And I was like, this is exhibit A of what you should not do with a tourist, right? So they can wear whatever that they want. They can cover their head or not cover their heads. That's perfectly fine. What you need to do is that you need to make sure that their privacy is intact and that you're not interfering in their lives. But at the same time, people had very legitimate concerns that tourists aate and then they would take pictures with their families, with the host's families. So we had to then tell them that nahi, it's your right to decline an offer. One, people cannot just take your pictures, they have to take consent. उनको आपसे पूछना पड़ेगा. और जब वो आपसे पूछेंगे तो जरूरी नहीं है कि आपने बस हाँ में ही जवाब देना. If you feel uncomfortable, you have the right to say कि भाई हमने नहीं तस्वीर खिंचवानी, because this isn't like an exhibition where you could take pictures. It is something that you should have the option of opting in and opting out of. So people have a lot of fears, a lot of biases in terms of who would come in. There were a lot of biases against, for example, hosting men. So there were very few houses that actually agreed to hosting just men. Most of the houses either host women or host families. So we had to navigate a lot of that as well. So there is a lot of bias in terms of when things like these happen, and some of them are fairly legitimate, coming from experience. But with exposure, you would be surprised that a lot of these households, we unfortunately didn't get the time because AJK was closed down last year because of fighting. We didn't get the time, but a lot of the times we would hear from communities that they had been in touch with the guests that actually came there. So people from Lahore, people from Karachi who had actually visited AJK, they were still in touch with them. They would talk to them, they would call each other. So it was very interesting social networks that we saw building up. So it is working with vulnerable communities that I learned two things. That one, innovation is about filling that equality gap and making money out of filling that equality gap in a way where it benefits both parties or multiple parties that are engaged, but it financially benefits you as well. And that for me is what innovation innovation truly is, Farhad, to be able to make business out of something that is beneficial to those that we generally don't think of as people who would be active parties in businesses.
वेरी नाइस एंड पहली दफा मैं ऐसा किसी का पर्सपेक्टिव देख रहा हूँ, वरना जनरली बहुत एक डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव हम सुनते हैं अब जो अब हर कोई बताते हैं इनोवेशन का कि बहुत फर्क हो, आउट ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड हो, किसी और ने किया ना हो. हाँ चलो रीइन्वेंट मत करो व्हील को, लेकिन फिर भी बहुत आप कहिए कि आपकी जगह के लिए वो फर्स्ट टाइम यूज हो रहा हो. बट द वे यू एक्सप्लेन्ड इट विद द एग्जांपल, तो इट्स अमेजिंग. एंड कंसिडरिंग के इन अ प्लेस लाइक नीलम वैली, जैसा भी आप एग्जांपल बता रहे थे कि इतने ज्यादा सोशल बैरियर्स भी सब कुछ है, बट अगर उनको आप अच्छी तरह समझा के वो बिजनेस करवा सकते हैं और उनको नजर आ रहा है कि इट मेक्स सेंस फॉर देम ऑब्वियसली बिकॉज वहाँ पे देयर इज रिटर्न, तो वो कितना उनके लिए फायदेमंद चीज है. और हाँ बिल्कुल राइटली सेड कि दिस इज इनोवेशन, कि आप उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी जहाँ से मिल रही है और उसी कोई नई चीज नहीं करके, कोई नया ये नहीं करे कि आप कह रहे हो कि पूरी फैक्ट्री लगा लो और उसके बाद पैसे हो जाएगा. सो वेरी नाइस गाइस. Does anyone have any question that they would want कि नीलम आंसर करें यहाँ पे, because नीलम जो है she is very hard to get. ये हम लोगों ने जब से NIC शुरू की पहली दफा कि she's done a session with us 2 साल में. तो if anyone wants के कोई सवाल
Shade. I see the shade being thrown here. नहीं.
तो any question तो आप लोग unmute करके question कर सकते हैं. And abhi, let me just check the time. So time is 4:26. So what we'll do is 4:30 tak hum log isko wrap up karte hain. 4 minutes if anyone has any questions.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम फरहाद भाई, मैं कुछ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ.
जी जी प्लीज.
जैसे सर पहली बात भी मैडम ने भी कहा कि बाइसेस पॉजिटिव भी हो सकती है, नेगेटिव भी हो सकती है अगर हम बिजनेस या स्टार्टअप्स की बात करते हैं. मैं थोड़ा सा अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करते जाऊंगा कि शुरू में मैडम शायद जानती होगी ज़रकून एंटरप्राइजेस हमारा बिजनेस है, इट्स बेस्ड इन सवार और हम ये वुलन शॉल्स बनाते हैं. तो शुरू में जब हम टीमिंग अप कर रहे थे, टीम्स बना रहे थे, तो हमने सोचा कि हम कुछ ऐसे लोगों को इन्वॉल्व करें जो सिमिलर हमारी तरह हो. मतलब मैं कह सकता हूँ हार्ड वर्किंग हो, जिस तरह हम कहते हैं कि हम सुहन, हम जहन, एक जैसे मतलब माइंडसेट, सिमिलर माइंडसेट रखने वाले लोग. अपने दोस्तों में भी हमने देखा, कुछ अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स पे भी हमने गौर किया इधर उधर से. तो जो टीम हमने बनाई सिमिलर टू आवरसेल्फ, इट रियली हेल्प अस कि हम जो भी काम उनको देते हैं, जिस तरह से उनको देते हैं, वो आसानी से समझ जाते हैं एंड दे कैन डू इट वेरी इजीली एज वेल. तो ये जो ये पॉजिटिव भी तो हो सकता है बिजनेस के सेंस में.
जी अनवर, जैसे मैंने शुरू में कहा, आप डेफिनेटली जब आप टीम मेंबर्स, इनमें फर्क है. देखिए अगर आप टीम मेंबर्स सिर्फ इसलिए, फॉर एग्जांपल आपकी टीम सारी मर्दों की है, अब बनाते खवातीन के लिए शॉल्स हैं, आप जब डिजाइन करते हैं शॉल या जब आप कलर चूज करते हैं, your team who are all men who would probably never buy this shawl, when they design it, then that's a concern, right? Because आपका टारगेट मार्केट शायद उससे मैच ना करता हो. अपने सेम वैल्यू के, जैसे आपने कहा, अपने तरह के लोग, अपने वैल्यू के लोग, हार्ड वर्किंग लोग, उनको तो आप डेफिनेटली हायर करेंगे. ये that doesn't qualifies discrimination. That also has no negative impact on your business. So अपनी वैल्यू के जैसे लोग हायर करना, अपने सर्कल में से लोग हायर करना, आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि दैट्स अ बैड थिंग. आई एम सेइंग कि हाँ, अगर आपने फॉर एग्जांपल इस्लामाबाद में मिडिल क्लास की खवातीन के लिए जिनकी तनख्वाह लेट्स से 75,000 से लेके 1,25,000 तक है, उनके लिए शॉल बनाना है और उसका डिजाइन और कलर आप चूज करते हैं, और आपके टीम में 4 और मर्द हैं जो चारों बिजनेस करते हैं, जिनका कभी इंटरेक्शन नहीं हुआ इस कैटेगरी की खवातीन से जो आपका प्रोडक्ट खरीदेंगी, और वो उनके लिए शॉल बनाते हैं, उनका शॉल डिजाइन करते हैं. तो देन आई वुड से कि हाँ, ये बायस इज प्रॉब्लमेटिक. व्हाई इज दिस प्रॉब्लमेटिक? बिकॉज आप जो प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे शायद वो आपका कस्टमर ना खरीदे. सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि अच्छा जब मैं कुछ बना रहा हूँ, कहीं मैं ये तो नहीं कर रहा कि जस्ट बिकॉज ये मेरे टीम में लोग हैं और मेरी वैल्यूज के लोग हैं, हम अपने कस्टमर के नीड को इग्नोर तो नहीं कर रहे इसमें। मेरा हर like I don't mean कि you shouldn't hire people who are like you. You should definitely hire people who have the same values as you. I like hardworking people. I like people who have a very strong sense of time management. So I tend to be biased in favor of that. And that's perfectly fine. ये अच्छी qualities हैं जिसके favor में bias होना बुरी चीज नहीं है। लेकिन अगर मैं ये कहूँ कि मैंने solution बनाना है, for example, people around poverty, और मैं कहूँ कि नहीं, मैं इस्लामाबाद में बैठ के I should make this solution, it probably won't work. Why? Because I am not going through the circumstances that, for example, नीलम वैली में लोग जा रहे हैं. So हम जब डिजाइन करते हैं अपने solutions PPF में, हम initially ideate करते हैं अपने ऑफिस में. So we are a group of people that would sit and say कि अच्छा हमारे experience में ऐसी communities हैं, ये उनकी मुश्किलात हैं, ये हम कर सकते हैं betterment के लिए. And then उसके बाद हम क्या करते हैं कि हम actually communities के पास जाते हैं. And you would be surprised कि हमारा 50 to 60% project usually change हो जाता है, क्योंकि हम obviously एक certain bias के साथ चीज बनाते हैं. But that's when we take it to our communities and actually take feedback from that and change our product or our service or our solution to something that makes most sense for them. क्योंकि जिस तरह आप लोग startups चलाते हैं, हम as entrepreneurs काम करते हैं, हम business savvy solutions बनाते हैं poverty alleviation के लिए within PPF. So my unit makes these innovative solutions to test out. और हमारा एक core criteria ये है कि ये खुद को sustain कर सके. So in a way, like I kind of work as a startup as well, where I have to think about that. तो अगर मैं ये कहूँ कि नहीं, अब मैं जाऊँ नीलम वैली, 11 घंटे का रास्ता है, इतना ragged रास्ता है, छोड़ो, बस मुझे पता है, मैं जा चुकी हूँ 4 बार, मुझे पता है community को क्या चाहिए, I make that solution. That's problematic, क्योंकि वो backfire करेगा और वो उस तरह चलेगा नहीं. So that's the bias that you should cater to. कि जब आप for example shawl का business करते हैं and your shawl, I'm assuming it could be for male or for female, but for example अगर ये females के लिए है, तो फिर जब आप उसकी डिजाइनिंग करते हैं या प्रोडक्ट की मार्केटिंग करते हैं, you need to have your customer का perspective on board rather than your perspective on board. Does that make sense?
Yes, actually, बिल्कुल agree to.
Afsha wanted to ask something. Afsha, please question.
Sure.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम नीलम, कैसे हैं आप?
वालेकुम अस्सलाम, ठीक ठाक, आप कैसे?
बिल्कुल ठीक. ओके नीलम, जैसे कि हमारा स्टार्टअप है ऑनलाइन टेलरिंग, जो बेसिकली तो हम लोग तमाम के लिए, सब लोग के लिए हम टेलरिंग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इसमें हमने इस दफ़ा एडाप्टिव क्लोथ डिज़ाइनिंग दी हुई है, जिसमें हम पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटीज़ के लिए और जो बेड रिडन होते हैं उनके अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर नीड्स हम उनके लिए कपड़े डिज़ाइन करेंगे. अभी इसमें थोड़ा सा ये इशू आ रहा था, क्योंकि जब स्टार्ट मैंने लिया था, ये आइडिया मैंने किया था क्योंकि डिसेंट एम्प्लॉयमेंट के हवाले से मैंने किया था, कि जिसमें हम पीपल विद डिसेबिलिटीज़ को डिसेंट एम्प्लॉयमेंट देंगे, जिसमें क्रॉस डिस्ट्रिक्ट के यस उनको लेके आना चाहिए. लेकिन जब बाद में मैंने कुछ चीज़ें इस तरह चेक की कि उनकी जो स्किल्स हैं, क्या वो इस चीज़ को मीट कर रहे हैं जो मैं चाह रही हूँ, तो वो चीज़ मुझे उसमें नज़र नहीं आ रही थी, बिकॉज कि मुझे उनको फर्दर ट्रेनिंग की ज़रूरत थी कि उनकी ट्रेनिंग की जाए, क्योंकि मैं नहीं चाहती थी कि मार्केट जिस चीज़ की है उसको जो नीट एंड क्लीन आपकी जो स्टिचिंग होती है और सारी चीज़ें होती हैं, उसको हम इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि हमारे क्लाइंट्स भी हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है. तो यहाँ पे मैं थोड़ी सी बाइस्ड हो गई थी कि मैंने कहा था कि नहीं, मुझे मार्केट अभी देखनी है, इनको मैं बाद में देख लूँगी. अभी मैंने प्रोफेशनल लोगों को लेके आना है, वो मेरे साथ काम करेंगे. जब हम रेवेन्यू जनरेट करेंगे या जब हम आगे एक्सेलरेट करेंगे, तो उसके बाद हम इनको फर्दर ट्रेनिंग्स करवाएंगे. जब वो स्किलफुल हो जाएंगे, फिर हम उसको अपने साथ रखेंगे, हम उनको एम्प्लॉयमेंट देंगे. सच काइंड ऑफ ये चीज़ें थी. अभी जो जिस पोजीशन पे हम लोग हैं, लाइक हमारा ऐप बेस्ड है ये सब कुछ, एंड पर्सनल भी है और ऐप बेस्ड भी है ये स्टार्टअप. तो इसमें अब हम यही देख रहे हैं कि हो सकता है, अब हम ये भी देख रहे हैं कि यस, अब टेक्नोलॉजी के हवाले से मैं देख रही हूँ, मुझे आईटी का बंदा चाहिए या बंदी चाहिए, क्योंकि मैं जेंडर भी देख रही हूँ, डिसेबिलिटी भी देख रही हूँ उसमें. अगर उसको मैं अपनी पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटीज को लेके आ रही हूँ तो क्या मैं उनकी ज़रूरियात पूरी कर सकती हूँ? बिकॉज आई एम ऑल्सो अ व्हील चेयर यूज़र, सो आई नो कि भाई क्या लिमिटेशंस हो सकती है, क्या मोबिलिटी के इश्यूज हो सकते हैं उनके लिए। अगर मैं उनको हायर करती हूँ 30,000 में, तो 15,000 तो उसके ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के लगेंगे, तो क्या मैं उसको कितना फैसिलिटेट कर सकती हूँ? तो मैं कहती हूँ कि नहीं, अभी इसको रहने दो, फिर बाद में देखा जाएगा। तो ये चीजें ना इसमें बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूज हो गई हूँ।
So, isme, Afsha, I'm sorry, just for clarification, when you said adoptive clothing, did you mean that you want to make clothes for people with disability?
Yes.
Or do you mean that you want to hire people to make clothes, but those people are people with disability?
एक्चुअली हम लोग ये चाह रहे थे कि हम लोग एडाप्टिव क्लोथ डिजाइनिंग भी हम लोग करवा रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं चाह रही थी कि जिसमें हमारे पास जो टेलर्स होंगे तो उसमें हम पीपल विद डिसेबिलिटीज को लेके आएंगे, बिकॉज जब वो स्टिच करेंगे तो उनके माइंड में होगा कि किसके लिए कपड़े बन रहे हैं और हमको इसको फर्दर किस तरह डिजाइन कर सकते हैं। क्योंकि हम फिर बाद में जब पता चला तो वी रियलाइज कि नहीं, इनको फर्दर जो फैशन डिजाइनर्स हैं उनके साथ बिठा के इनके ये स्किल्स इम्प्रूव करने होंगे, उसके बाद ये लोग काम कर सकते हैं।
No, absolutely. So, isme, what I would advise is, it's a good thought, but as a business, आपके लिए market देखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. So it makes complete sense that you do not opt for people with disability as your skilled workers, because you need to cater to your market. You need to make sure that you make things that people would buy. You could, as a suggestion, partner with different places. जैसे PPF, for example, does things like these, जो कि obviously larger fund है. They have the kind of money कि वो train कराएं. Let's say अगर आप कहें कि we want to hire, let's say, 25 tailors or 25 fashion designers. There are people with different abilities, लेकिन हमारे पास training capacity नहीं है, तो आप partner कर सकते हैं SRSP के साथ, PPF के साथ, इन जगहों के साथ जो कि उनकी ट्रेनिंग को कवर करे. And then what you can do is that you can actually look at hiring them. It's completely understandable as a startup if you currently don't have that capacity. And I mean, inshallah, जब आप लोग सारे बहुत unicorn startups बन जाएंगे, तो आप अपना CSR fund बना सकते हैं जिससे you could help these trainings out.
Yes.
And I really hope and pray that you reach that point. But for now, you can either partner with these places or find other ways, but don't feel guilty because you're doing what you can do best, and your core work, आपका जो basic काम है as a startup, वो ये है कि आप अपने startup को कैसे चलाना है, कैसे maintain करना है. So it's completely understandable. Focus on your growth, and inshallah, when you reach that point where you can then build CSR systems, जहाँ पे आप support करें, तो ज़रूर करें. Vulnerable communities deserve that support from people who are privileged, and we should always do that. So तब ज़रूर करें. But अभी के लिए I would recommend कि आप guilty now. You're not biased. You're just making a good business decision.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm glad that you're cognizant of these things.
Yes, actually, I'm also a winner of Amtul Rakib Award from PPF.
Oh,
and Femina Puri is my good friend.
Represent PPF.
Yes.
I'm so happy.
Yes,
Femina's
Femina
a gem.
Puri. Yes, she is.
Femina is great.
Okay guys, I think कि हमारे questions जो है वो खत्म हो गए हैं और अब हम लोग इसको close करते हैं. Can we have everyone please could you please turn on your cameras so that we could take a picture with Neelam और उसको हम frame करा के उनको वापस भेजें ताकि उनको ये remind होता रहे कि जी मैंने इसी के साथ मैंने एक बार session किया था, and then she can do more sessions with us. So if you guys could please turn on your cameras.
Hi Neelam, Faisal here.
Hello, hi Faisal, how are you?
I'm good and just wanted to say my thanks. It was a great session and
Thank you.
जितना interesting session होता है ना उसमें उतनी ज़्यादा we get feedback, questions and interactive होता है. So I think this speaks for the quality of the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Faisal. No, I'm really excited. It is really a shame that we couldn't do more sessions, but I'm always around. Yeah, for both Peshawar and for NIC.
The positive side of having all these e-session is कि वो travel की need is now.
हाँ. I will.
So when you were asking about examples, so I had one example. I'll quickly share.
Sure.
And that actually impacted a big project. So I was managing a large project. जिसमें I had team members from Pakistan. There were a few Americans and Indians and Bangladesh. So जो मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा चैलेंज आया था वो that was working with my team members जो कि बांग्लादेश से थे. और उसकी रीजन ये थी कि they had this biased. I was expecting कि इंडियन से होगी लेकिन unfortunately ये from my Bengali team members. और they were very reluctant to share information and उनका ख्याल था कि ना मेरे पास कोई evil plan है and जिसको I'll use it to do something bad to them. So it had an impact on the project performance. That's it.
No, absolutely. And with teams, like what I would, for the startups, what I would recommend is that there are a lot of trust building activities. So if anyone's interested, Farhad and Bilal both have my contact information, so feel free to reach out. Agar aapki team mein you're facing bias, there are more trust building activities that you could do so that people feel more comfortable. Because it is true, when you work with diverse teams, people can, for various reasons, feel uncomfortable or be biased against you. And yeah, it can, and it has huge repercussions for organizations. So I completely understand that.
So Bilal, picture ले लिया तुमने अभी तक कि नहीं ली?
Bilal needs to tell us so that we smile for the photo.
बिलाल हमें बता दो कब लेनी है पिक्चर तुमने ताकि हम लोग सारे रेडी फॉर द पिक्चर.
Bilal has muted himself.
I'll unmute him. Wait, ताकि इसको.
I'll take one more. So everyone look at the camera and everyone smile.
Bye bye.
I'm actually working. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Say cheese. Oh, some of the boxes have gone black for me.
Such is life.
Your internet has decided that we don't want this picture. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone. Done.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming, Neelam, and we hope we'll have more sessions with you. Let's see अगर हम लोगों के दिमाग में और कोई ऐसे topics आते हैं, we'll bother you.
Oh, absolutely. Whenever you guys want, we have another, just as a quick class plugin with the Swedish Institute, we have this online course coming up with, I think, Hyperstar, which basically trains you on how to do leadership in post-COVID-19. So like, how do you exercise leadership in situations when people are working from home? So once I complete that, I'd be more than glad to share the content with you. And if you want like a rerun of that, I'd love to do that.
Because so what you can do is please वो मेरे साथ वो भी share कर देना आज की presentation आप share कर ताकि मैं सब startup साथ कर दूँ और इसके अलावा एक we'll plan something up and we'll let you know as well.
Okay.
So thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Bye bye.